Hello there viewers, welcome to another video here on the FM Scout YouTube channel. My name is Mega Luke, and last week I brought you a very interesting video with a £1 million elite striker. In fact, he was cheaper than £1 million. I gave you more than what you bargained for. Now today, a lot of people in the comments of that video were saying we want to see defenders, goalkeepers, we want to see more of this. You guys seem to really enjoy it and want to see these sort of like hidden gems. I've brought you a lot of hidden gems recently on the channel. I want to see these hidden gems, what you can potentially do with them in the future. And I am going to bring you just that. So please smash that like button, hit the subscribe button down below, and let us know down in the comments what you think of this potential player. Have you signed this player before? You probably have heard about him a lot more than what Louis Montanu has, what you heard from Louis Montanu, sorry. But I'm sure that some of you might not realise this guy's full potential or how cheap you can get him at the start of each save that you do. Also, before we get cracking, please, if you haven't done so already, come over to my channel, the Mega Luke Gaming. We have some very cool stuff going on right now. The World Roster Domination is in full force at the end of Season 1. It's a perfect time for you to hop on board. Or, there's only 7 episodes you can catch right up. A lot of people have been thoroughly enjoying it. And of course, twitch.tv/Mega Luke Gaming. We are also there too. But without further ado, let's have a look at who we've brought in. So here we are at Borussia Dortmund, and I have brought to the side Nicolo Armini. He's a little older than Louis Montanu at the start of the game with the age of 18. But this man is probably my favourite player on this game out of every player. Not just Wonderkids, out of every player. Just because, even with these attributes, I don't know what it is. I've used him in like my World Roster Domination series straight from the off. I used him in the Youth to Gold series straight from the off. And he just performs so much better than what he actually looks like he should do. So, I mean, in this save, of course, remember his potential rating fluctuates during different saves because he isn't 21 yet. So his potential rating could be slightly different on yours. It could be higher. I don't really know what it is on this one. I haven't looked or anything like that. But Nicolo Armini on this does look like he could be rather good. The pace could be slightly better. I've seen it better. But the determination of 17 and his technical attributes are rather decent, to be fair. We've picked him up for 825k. From Lazio, straight from the off, you can approach the sign. That will cost you slightly more. But if you offer Lazio money up front, you can weasel them down to 825k. So this man, less than £1 million. And I promise you, for less than £1 million, you're going to get yourself a hell of a bargain there at centre-back. So, without further ado, I've put him in the side as a ball-playing defender on defend. I'm going to holiday through a couple of seasons straight away, and we're going to see how Nicolo Armini gets on. So at the end of the first season then, here is Nicolo Armini, and I think you'd agree he has got a lot better. His physicals have come up slightly, his technicals getting even better, but the mental attributes, I think that's where the big difference is. The 14 positioning looks rather good. Playing as a ball-playing defender on 10 vision with 12 passing, that's good enough for me already. And at 19 years old, he already looks like I would be playing this guy. If I was actually Dortmund, I'd be playing this guy because I know, of course I know what he can produce. Unfortunately though, for some reason in the Bundesliga, I don't know what it is, I set it so that he has to play, and he didn't play as many games as what I'd hoped. 17 games in total, 7.12 rating. I don't quite know because he didn't have that many injuries. I mean, let me know down in the comments if you've ever experienced this. And the last test I did, Louis Montanu played every single game he possibly could. But I've tried this test a few times in Germany, and it's not paid off as big as what I thought it would. But still, he looks rather good. How did Dortmund do, though? Well, Dortmund actually went and won the league. 74 points. Won the league by 4 points, beating out Leipzig there in the in second place. So as champions, Erling Haaland scored the most goals for Dortmund, second to Timo Werner. But average rating, Royce and Sancho doing very well. So we haven't got Nicolo Armini up here at all, but they've produced the goods so far in the league, so that's good. They were knocked out in the semi-final by Liverpool, who went on to win the Champions League this year, and they were knocked out in the quarter-final of the DFB Pokal, the German Cup. And they also lost out in the Super Cup to Bayern Munich. So not too bad of a season, if you ask me. Champions and semi-finalists in the Champions League, Borussia Dortmund would be buzzing with that. Right you are then. We'll skip a couple of years this time, I think. Let's have a look at the end of Season 3. So at the end of Season 3 then, the 1st of June 2020, and those physicals for Nicolo Armini are looking tasty indeed. His mental attributes have been grown as well. Good anticipation, composure and decisions, concentration, they're all starting to come up as well. And then the technical attributes are nothing to be like bad about, I think. We know the physicals are the best thing about him right now. 10.5 million he is worth. He's still only 6'1", still with only 4-star potential at a current ability of 2.5 star. But we know not to trust the stars. Trust what you see in front of you and the statistics that he is giving you. So far 7 goals in 70 appearances. That makes me think that he has played majority of games. So he has done 20 games in the Bundesliga the season before, 27 in total, with 4 goals, and you can't see because my head's in the way, but 7.24 average rating in total and 7.26 in the Bundesliga. That's outstanding. For a centre-back to be that high, that's very good. Now he's played more games this season, which warms my heart indeed. 33 games, all starts as well, none off the bench, 2 goals, 1 assist, 1 player of the match, 7.16 rating, so he's consistent. That's what we like to see consistency. Obviously it's a lot more difficult to decide whether or not a defender is more successful than a striker, because the striker, you can see how many goals they score. With Louis Montanu, we've seen he was scoring an elite level amount of goals. It's up to you to decide whether his attributes and his average rating, that sort of thing, is good enough to decide whether he is doing well, I suppose, Nicolo Armini. But after a season of not winning the league, Bayern Munich came back and won the league there. We won it again, and this time in incredible fashion. 79 points, beaten out Eintracht Frankfurt, my beloved Eintracht Frankfurt, finishing in 2nd place there with 65 points. Bayern Munich dropping down to the Europa League. That's bad. That is very bad. What about other competitions though? How have they been doing? So in the Champions League, knocked out the first round, won by Chelsea eventually. Knocked out by Ajax as well, so that is bad. And they also were knocked out in the semi-final by Bayer Leverkusen, who lost in the final to Leipzig of the German Cup. Won the Super Cup though. How did they get on last year? So the season before, they also lost in the first round knockout stage to Atletico Madrid. A better side to be knocked out, I suppose, by rather than Ajax, who do have a good side, but you do expect Dortmund to overcome Ajax. And in the season before, in the Bundesliga, they finished in 4th place, so dropped down quite a lot there. 70 points though, that would win the Bundesliga this year. 70 points would win the Bundesliga this year, and they finished in 4th place last year. So it must have been a completely different season in the Bundesliga the season before. 82 points, won it by Bayern Munich, who run away with it. I mean, a win there and it puts them in 2nd place, so it's not too bad, I suppose. But overall, not a bad couple of seasons there by Nicolo Armini. He's pushed himself into the first team properly now, despite me telling the assistant to do so. So here we are at the end of the 4th year. And I must say I'm quite disappointed with how his technicals have developed. I've seen him become an absolute monster technical-wise, like 15, 16s on all what you think, and even passing being a lot higher than what it is. His vision's got better, decision making's got better. The physicals are still very strong indeed. 16 strength, 15 jump and reach, very good pace, agility and balance too. So all that side of thing, he's very good. It's just the technicals, I think, have let him down on this save. Anyway, maybe he would be better on your save, I'm not quite sure. But for the money, I mean, he's worth 30 million now, so you'd already win your money back. And if you probably played him a lot more than what the assistant manager has decided to play him here, he might be even better. History-wise, though, so in the last season, of course, 33 games. This season, 34. Still with 2 goals and 1 assist. So he's still contributing. He still is contributing. In total, he played 47 games. Didn't score any other goals, but he got 2 more assists in other competitions. That being in the Champions League. So that's quite good for Nicolo Armini. However, for Borussia Dortmund, it is a bad year. They lost out to Leipzig and they finished in 5th place. It's a very poor season. Competition wise, how do they do in other competitions though? They knocked out the first round again by Liverpool. They were runners up even in the Super Cup and knocked out the quarterfinal by Leverkusen. So a very bad year for Borussia Dortmund here. One final season then for our man. We're going to have a look how he gets on after 5 years in total at this club. So here we are at the end of the final year. Not much has changed attribute-wise. I think positioning's gone up slightly maybe. A couple of the physicals have gone up even more. Technicals, I think one's raised to 14. I don't think they had all 14s, but still 14's very high in my opinion. And he still has room to grow. He's only 23. Valued now though at 46 million. And what I like is all of the greens down here on the average rating. Tells me he's been doing very well indeed. 34 games in the league, so I think that is every game in the Bundesliga. 6 goals, 1 assist, 1 player of the match. So he's done a lot better in the league. He's got an extra 4 goals in the league. Fair play to him. 7.22 rating, his second highest so far. So I'm wondering whether they had a very good season then, Borussia Dortmund. Again, a bad finish. 5th place, 65 points. Remember that would finish 2nd a couple of years ago. Not very good here though. Leipzig running away with it in the end. What about other competitions? Remember we were in the Europa League and they won the Europa League and they were runner-up in the German Cup. So it's actually quite a successful season. They qualified for the Champions League. I didn't notice that it was only 5th place and they had Champions League qualification. Maybe you guys did, but I'm too busy concentrating on how they actually got on. So they won the Europa Cup. Who actually did they beat? They beat Man United 3-0. That is a huge victory. Erling Haaland scoring a lot of goals there. So please tell me Armini scored in the final. Did he score in the final? Oh, he didn't. I seen a goal there in defence. It wasn't Armini, but Alvarez scored and got man of the match there in the final. So fair play. But Nicolo Armini, I think, is another success story here. For less than £1 million, remember, 825k, now valued at 46 million after 5 seasons. Very strong attributes indeed. He's done very well. That is a very successful experiment and a player spotlight with Nicolo Armini. So please drop a like on the video if you can. That would be amazing. Let me know down in the comments below if there's another player you want to check out. A few of you mentioned a few different names that I am looking into, seeing what we can do with those sort of players. Let me know as well if you want me to up the value a little bit. Players that we can get for slightly more costing price than just under £1 million. I'm happy to maybe 5 million, 10 million. It all depends on what your preference is really. Position wise maybe we'll look at an attacking midfielder this time round. See how many assists and goals that we can get for him. But remember to please come over to my channel as well, the Mega Luke Gaming. We got a lot of interesting stuff going on. But I'll see you next time for another video here on FM Scout. See you soon. Bye bye.